So I have this friend kasi who got married to an American.
Okay.
And parang similar din yung nangyari, no? So they lived here, they got married here, pero the relationship did not work out. So umuwi lang yung husband sa US, nag-divorce doon, tapos pinadala na lang siya ng divorce papers.
Okay.
So ang tanong ko is, anong mangyayari sa kanya? So ganun din,
Actually, the
din siya
same.
ng
Kasi
it's the
ang
same.
Filipina is followed by our civil law or family law.
Personal
dito
laws.
sa Philippines. So capacity of persons. So the Filipina here is still married with that American.
As
So,
far as the Philippines is concerned.
Philippine law is
Right,
concerned.
So, hindi siya pwede mag-asawa.
Paano naman yung mga nagpapakasal sa Las Vegas? Let's say, pareho kayong Pinoy, nag-tourist lang kayo sa US.
Okay.
Tapos nagpakasal kayo sa Vegas.
Oh,
Diba? Madali
magandang
lang doon.
question niya.
Which is
Oo.
common din sa
Yes,
mga,
yes.
some of our Filipino couples.
May tinatawag tayo sa batas yan na Lex Loci Celebraciones. Mean to say
Kung saan
that the
the
wedding
contract.
or the marriage is valid where the country where that marriage
Is celebrated.
declares it as valid.
So sa Las Vegas, valid siya.
Kung
No.
valid siya, valid there as such, it will be considered valid
Here.
also in the Philippines.
Kasi remember, when you go to Vegas, you do not lose your citizenship as a Filipino. So, pagdating mo doon, kahit pa anong bihis
Kahit kasi-
mo,
oo.
kahit saan ka pa nagpakasal, kahit sa Mars ka pa nagpakasal, as far as the Philippines is concerned, kasal ka.
And if nagpakasal kayo sa Las Vegas, pero you're married in the Philippines, or hindi pa na-declare,
Null and
na-recognize
void.
yung foreign divorce na that your previous husband had sa America, still, as I said earlier, the Filipino laws would follow you. So, hindi ka pa din, hindi valid ang kasal ninyo doon.
Hindi, what I mean is, hindi ka, single kayong dalawa.
That's no
Filipino,
problem.
tapos nagpakasal kayo sa
yes.
Vegas.
Yes, there's no
Years
problem.
later,
Gusto nyo maghiwalay.
Gusto nyo maghiwalay.
So, ang tanong mo ba is, dapat ba mag-divorce sila or dito?
Yes.
The same.
Pinoy ka pa rin. So, our laws would follow you. Ibig sabihin, you would still need to file a regular either decree of nullity, annulment.
Yun
It's
pa
not the
rin.
divorce. Kasi,
You're
first
both
of all,
Filipino.
both
Pero first of
Filipinos.
all ba, valid ba yung kasal na yun sa Vegas?
Yes.
I was saying
Yung
earlier,
Lex Loci Celebraciones
kung
na
valid
sinasabi
there
niya.
as such,
Okay.
Valid din
din
here.
dito sa
So,
Pilipinas.
pag uwi nila, do they need to file that anywhere?
Register. They need to register it lang.
Oh, kasi
Oo.
otherwise, how will the Philippine government know
registered
na
sa
nagpakasal
Philippine
pala
Embassy
kayo?
or sa DFA.
DFA.
Dito.
Parang
okay.
counter pa. Kung nandun sila, you could register it with the DFA. Pag nandito, they could register it here.
Okay. Pero pag naghiwalay sila, they're subject to the same rules.
Yes.
Yeah.
Subject
Hindi
to the
sila
same
pwedeng
rules.
bumalik sa Las Vegas lang at
And ang
mag-divorce
paghiwalay nila, subject then to specific rules because one of the things na hindi pwedeng ma-compromise is the grounds for declaration of nullity or legal separation or other modes of
Mga modes.
paghiwalay.
Tsaka mas ano pa yun pag may mga anak and may
Yes.
mga
Yes,
properties.
that's another
diba?
story. And in fact,
May property here.
There are so many cases regarding property. Usually, ang hinahabol nila, property, custody of children, or minsan, inheritance, yung mga ganyan.
Oo. Pag may pera na
Na-involve.
Mga anak,
and that's a
na-involved.
common problem.
Then-
and yung mga hatian doon will be resolved in accordance with
Our laws, of
dependent.
course. Our laws pa rin. So, regardless where you get married, if you have children, if you have property, basta Pinoy ka, kahit sa Jupiter ka pa magpakasal, Pinoy ka pa rin. So, you still would need to go home here and then settle your affairs legally in the Philippines. You
But-
can't just...
Unless naging
yes.
citizen ka na rin by
Yes,
virtue
that's
of
a
your
different-
husband.
Yes.
That's
but
a different
that's
matter.
one thing. That's kasi
Another,
kung hindi ka na Pilipino during that time, you will have the legal capacity. Kasi sabi nga natin, di ba, sinusundan ka ng pagka-Pilipino mo kahit saan.
Kahit saan.
Pero ngayon, kung hindi ka na Pilipino,
Di wala nang ano sa'yo.
yes.
But the thing is, sa
Yes.
example niya, I think kasi din, dalawang Pinoy nagpunta sa abroad. Okay, sa Vegas doon nagpakasal. Gusto maghiwalay. Ang ginawa ng isa, for example, for some reason, yung isa lang ang naging citizen. Okay, so ang tanong, what is the effect? Yung isa will be treated as a foreigner, but the other Filipino
Is
would still
Filipino.
remain
Will be
as Filipino, so would still be subject sa pinag-usapan natin kanina.
so civil status of persons
Hindi mo
will not
talaga
change.
pwede siyang ma-change.
Kasi most of the time, yung mga nagpapakasal sa foreigner, eventually, they become a
citizen of that country, yes.
Sa country.
So,
Yes.
oo, diba? Kung doon na sila tumira.
Yes.
Pero kung dito sila pa rin tumira sa Pilipinas, most probably, depende sa country din ng husband
Depende
or
sa country,
wife.
and there are application processes for that.
Oo.
For becoming a citizen of another country.
Some say that it's easy na mag-citizen na lang doon because they have divorce.
Yeah.
But it's really not a matter of law na kasi allowed naman yon. So kumbaga wala namang prohibition sa'yo from doing that. But you still have to need to secure the necessary processes for if you become a citizen of that other country, you secure divorce. But the other party would still need to go through recognition.
Ayun
kung
na.
Especially when magpapakasal
Ang
ka
hirap,
doon,
diba?
Yes.
and may mga properties pa kayo dito sa Pilipinas.
settle mo pa rin.
Isi-settle mo pa din
So
dito
kawawa
sa
na naman yung
Pilipinas.
Filipina party again.
Not always. Not naman
not
always.
Well-
so, depende sa circumstances naman.
Malay mo, siya din ang maging citizen ulit. Di ba? Siya na naman ang pumunta doon sa ibang bansa.
Okay.
At malay mo, nakalamang-lamang din siya.
Hindi talaga madaling magpakasal, no?
Whether foreigner or
Foreigner,
Pinoy.
Pinoy.
Yes, but it's not simply about the marriage only. There are circumstances like if we have children, if we have properties, and especially as you said earlier, multiracial, multicultural marriages would have impacts also to like inheritance. But inheritance is one topic that we can probably discuss
Some
next
other time, yeah.
Mahaba kasi
Yes.
siyang proseso.
Marami pa naman tayong episodes on
different-
love.
Kasi iba-iba silang mga laws. Dito makikita natin law ng isang Amerikano and law ng isang Pilipino. One of the parties die, for instance.
Ano yung
Ano ang
mag-govern?
mag-govern sa property.
Ibang usapan naman yun.
Inheritance.
Yes,
And that's,
yes.
that we can
Or
about
there's
that
a
next
law
time.
that would allow multiple marriages sa isang country.
Tama.
Ano ngayon ang effect? So
Polygamous.
marami, it's really a topic that has so many subtopics.
Right. So ano naman ang mga take-away natin today? Attorneys.
On that specific issue, first, again, as we have mentioned earlier, you're being a Filipino
Would always follow you.
will always follow you. So, especially if it is in terms of civil status and others. So, ang pagka-Pilipino mo ay dala mo kung saan ka man pumunta. So, always be careful and always be focused on the fact that hindi nawawala ang pagka-Pilipino mo.
I know, right? So ako naman, pagdating doon, siguro, if you are, sinabi nyo nga kanina, in this day and age, okay, online lahat, di ba? Online dating and everything. So, there are really no barriers to meeting other people from other
It's very
countries.
easy to
Yes.
meet.
So, since we're on this topic, I think people would need to be more vigilant siguro, especially if it's online. Kasi meron din tayong mga tinatawag na shotgun marriages, okay? That would happen not just sa mga foreigners, but kahit sa mga Pinoy in general. So, pagdating doon, tandaan natin that anything we go into, especially marriage, whether foreigner or Pinoy, these are contracts. And you can't just break them, okay? But if you break them, there are legal repercussions, which would entail, again, a lot of time, money, and effort. So, you better be sure before you go into it. Yun lang sa akin.
Tama. Yung sa akin naman, guys, bago kayo magpakasal sa isang foreign spouse, alamin nyo rin yung kultura, yung customs, yung expectations sa husband or wife, di ba?
Lalo kung hindi
Sa
mo siya
kultura.
na-meet, actually, or online lang kayo.
Oo, especially na pag online. Pero,
Yes.
alam ko kasi marami na yung online ngayon, pupunta dito
Yung foreigner.
yung
Kumbaga,
foreigner
yes,
to meet
because
them.
COVID.
Pero wala ngayon.
Love in the time of pandemic. Ganun ba yun?
Pero yung mga, most of us kasi, we don't take the time to get to know the culture. And
Yes.
it takes a lifetime to understand another
familiarize,
culture,
yeah.
especially if you're used to your
Pinoy.
own culture. You know, you're very Pinoy, for example, yung ugali mo, and pagkaintindi mo, yung worldview mo is very Pinoy, tas biglang nag-asawa ka ng Amerikano who has a very and totally different culture and worldview. Kung after a few months, baka
Ayaw mo
mag-away
na.
na kayo or
I
ayaw mo
think
na.
that
diba?
complicates matters. diba?
Yes, and then you
So,
got into a
relationships.
marriage na, a contract, sabi nga ni Attorney G. So, mahirap talaga yon. Kaya, for me, bago kayo pumasok sa ganyang klaseng relasyon, especially marriage, take the time then to familiarize yourself first with the expectations and the culture. Especially pag ibang religion din yan. Let's say, Katoliko ka, tapos you got married.
And of course, the law.
The law.
And the law, of
Importante,
course.
yes.
Laws din nila on marriage.
Yes.
Marriages, baka hindi mo alam. Monogamous ka, yung pala eh.
Polygamous pala yung sa culture
pala
nila,
yung culture
yes.
nung asawa mo, diba? Tapos magugulat ka na lang.
And plus, I think the impact sa children and sa property.
Yes,
You have to
exactly.
consider that also.
Oo. So, walang gulatan, guys. Alamin mo muna, kilalanin mo muna.
Mm.
Again, not just with the Pinoy to Pinoy marriages, but especially kung foreigner ang
I know, right?
aasawahin mo. There you go.
It's not a new requirement under the BIR or under the tax
Kaysa
code.
NIRC, abi na siya.
Whether-
As long as gasel ka.
For as long as you're a seller, you have to
Okay.
register.
Before
Yes.
we go even deeper into that, stay tuned, guys. Watch out for our next episode on online businesses.
Okay. Business is doing good. Buti din talaga nag-online selling ako. Ano yan?